here now to respond. Retired four-star General Jack Keenan, of course, a Fox senior strategic analyst. Great to see you, General. What's this all about? Why is China making these statements right now? What's the reasoning behind it, do you think?
Well, first of all, these are statements we've come to expect. As you identified, this is state-owned media. They make very explosive, confrontational, bombastic statements, like threatening nuclear war is the statement that's been made here. Quite irresponsible, to be sure. They do that, I think, more for our allies in the region to indicate that they're throwing their weight around, that they remain the most powerful country in that region, that they have the influence and the control. I think that's what it's about. So our audience understands. China, back when they began their nuclear program, actually in 1964, they made a decision that they're still pursuing today, and that is not to have parity with Russia and the United States in the number of and types of nuclear weapons. So they have considerably less than what we have. They have several hundred, and we have several thousand. About 1,700 are actually deployed. And they believe that they have accomplished the same kind of nuclear deterrence that we have, that our weapons can survive a first strike because they're under the sea and they're in the air and they're in different kinds of silos. They have mobile ICBMs, even though they don't have nearly as many as we have. They believe they could survive a first strike, and therefore they're not going to enter into a so-called nuclear arms race with us. And that is good news. I think the thing that two administrations are trying to do is get them to the table to negotiate about nuclear arms rules in peacetime and the things that we've done with the Russians, and build up that kind of rule book and exchanges, honest exchanges and transparency, so each side knows what the other has. That we have not been able to achieve. Hopefully the Biden administration can make some progress there where the Trump administration has not been able to do so.
Well, you just kind of talked about my next question is, how do you think Beijing regards the Biden administration after being somewhat discombobulated dealing with the Trump administration, who held them accountable on trade and really, put their feet to the fire in many ways? How does Beijing, do you think, regard Joe Biden?
I think they expected him to be more like Obama, who accommodated and appeased the growth and development of the Chinese Communist Party and their military expansion and aggression. I think they've been quite surprised that President Biden, by and large, has accepted the strategic framework and the specific strategy that's being used to deal with China. It's similar to what President Trump has done. They've continued that. There certainly are some